In this video, I'm going to demonstrate to you a deep cleaning of your HVLP gun. First, let's make sure you have all the tools needed. You're going to want to make sure that you have the tool that was given to you in your box with your HVLP gun. Also the small brush, and you want to make sure you have some water and a small dish of alcohol to go along with your water. Now first what we're going to do is remove the solution cup from the gun. So take your tool and carefully loosen the top bolt and remove your lid. Next, what we're going to do is take off the gun in pieces, starting from the front and going to the back. Now the best thing to do when you're removing parts of your gun is to make sure that as you remove them, you put them in order, and that will make it easier for you to put it back together. So first we're going to remove the pronged portion of your gun, and go ahead and set that in your line. The next piece that we're going to remove is the front portion where the needle comes through. Now you'll need your tool for this. We're going to place the opening on the side of the tool and gently loosen the front of the gun and then continue to screw it off. Now make sure that when you're placing this piece down, you keep the white washer intact with the front portion. Now as you can see, we have now our needle is exposed. If you're doing a deep cleaning, this is where you'll start to see your gunk. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the needle by loosening the your solution flow knob completely. We're going to go ahead and again we're going to put these in order. Now you'll see there's a small spring inside where your needle is, and we're going to go ahead and remove that. Anytime that you want to expose this needle, go ahead and push on the trigger and it will pull the needle back. So we're going to remove the spring and again set it in order. Then gently pull out your needle. Now if it gives you some resistance, still just understand that your needle's going to be just fine. So remove the needle. Now this is most likely where you're going to have the start of your buildup. So now that we have just the shell of the gun and everything else, the parts are out, we can go ahead and start cleaning. Now you can clean starting with your water, clean all of your parts. The important thing with this is to make sure that after you're done cleaning your parts with the water, you submerge them in the alcohol and then lay them out to completely dry. It's very important that all of your parts are completely dry, and that's what the alcohol does, is it evaporates the water. Now next thing that you can do is dip your brush in the alcohol and the water and use your brush to clean the chamber of the gun. After you've thoroughly cleaned all of your parts, now let's put them back together. Now again, because we laid out our parts, this is going to be very simple because we know exactly how they go back into the gun. It's very important to put your gun together from front to back. So first thing we're going to do is make sure we have our white washer attached to the front portion where the needle goes through. And we're just going to gently tighten that. Next thing we're going to do is put our prongs back on. Now you want to tighten this enough that your prongs can move. So tight but not too tight. Next we're going to insert our needle. Now it's very important, there's a small opening through the trigger of the gun that you need to just make sure is lined up for you to put your needle back in. So now that we've put our needle back in, we're going to put our spring back inside the needle, over the needle. Now this is the most important part to putting your HVLP gun back together, because this next step is going to make sure that your needle placement is correct in the gun. It's going to make sure it's not too far forward, not too far back. So what you want to do is pull back on the trigger while you put the solution flow knob over the needle, and you're going to have to put a little bit of muscle into it, but you need to screw on the solution flow knob over that needle. And again, because you have that spring, it does take resistance. So just firmly push against that spring and tighten the solution knob on. Once you've done that, it's going to again make sure that the needle in the front is going to still allow you to pull half back for air, all the way back for solution. So the most important step is to make sure that when you put the solution flow knob on, you're holding the trigger all the way back when you screw it on. Last step is to replace your solution cup. And using your tool, gently tighten that. And there you go.